Hey guys, I'm going to tell you a story about my balls. You ready? Okay, let's do this. So when I was 17 going on 18, I developed something called a varicocele in my testicles. Now before I move on, I want to clarify a few things. A varicocele is a very strange and unique kind of thing to happen to your balls. If you Google it, you'll find that it's a twisted vein in your nutsack. So basically it constricts the blood flow. And before we move on from there, I want to say that no, it is not caused by intense masturbation. It's also not testicular torsion. Testicular torsion is when your balls get twisted into different positions. So your left ball's on the right, you know, fucking, it's all ball stuff, right? So one day I woke up and my vein had twisted, and I can tell you right now that is one of the most painful, most excruciating pains you can ever experience in your life. I've had a lot of different illnesses and pains, and I can tell you that this one actually feels like you're being stabbed in the nuts. And for those of you that have testicles and are listening to this, you know that maybe you play football and you get hit in the nuts by a football, and you have that sharp pain that shoots from the tip of your penis all the way into your lower abdomen. You can feel it inside your stomach and going up your spine, right? This is it, it's a very sensitive area of the body. So this pain was incredible and it did not go away. So I went to A&E thinking that I had some kind of testicular cancer and that I was going to die or my balls are going to explode or something. And when I arrived there, they put me in a little wheelchair, they wheeled me over, and I had some tests done. The first test being a prostate test. Fucking delightful. A prostate test is, if you've not had one and you're over 25, I think, you should go get one. It's pretty cool. It's intense. It only lasts a few seconds, and boy does it really feel weird. Anyway, doctors didn't know what the fuck was going on with me. They were like, oh, blah blah blah, this is, I don't know. Eventually they said that this is actually a pretty common thing and it happens to about 30% of men. I've never met anyone else who's had this in their life, so maybe I'm hanging out with the other 70% of men in the world. If you know someone that's had this problem, then fucking hit me up and tell me about it, and then me and him can hook up and talk about our balls or something, you know. So anyway, I was admitted to one of the wards, and at the point in time we didn't have a lot of money, so I was admitted to like the cheapest ward. And the cheapest ward, you're put into like a room with 8 people. There's no like curtains or whatever, you're just put on a bed there, and the whole time I'm just fucking in agony. Like, imagine me hitting the balls and that pain being there, but having it all day. Like, I couldn't move. Like, turning over or like moving my arms to eat or whatever, there'd be like a sharp pain shooting up my I'm gonna stop saying balls. I'm gonna stop saying balls. I'm gonna replace the word balls with balloons. No, it's not really different at all, is it? Fuck it. Let's tell the truth. The balls are balls, right? So anyway, I'm in this cheap ward, and there's a guy across in the bed across from me who got into a motorcycle accident, and he's got like a neck brace, his legs fucking hanging up, and I'm looking at him going, you lucky bastard, man, because he doesn't look like he's in any pain at all, as I'm on the other bed squirming like a mental patient. But anyway, being in the cheap ward opens you up to a whole possibility of things to happen. One of them being that you are open to trainee doctors coming in, and a more experienced doctor will show a group of trainee doctors every single patient in the room and explain to them, like, this man has been in a motorcycle accident, he's pretty fucked up, as you can see. And they move on to the next guy and be like, this guy has severe hemorrhoids or whatever, you know, his butt's fallen off. And then they move on and they do whatever. So they get to me and they pull the curtain around and there's curtains, but you don't use them. You know, it's like, so they pull the curtain around. There's like 5 trainee doctors, an experienced doctor, and they go, "This man has a varicocele, which is a twisted vein in the nutsack." And then they all look at each other like, "What the fuck? Does this exist?" Then the doctor proceeds to fondle my balls. Well, I have to lift up my little hospital skirt thing, you know, the hospital dress, and they're like, "Do you mind if we analyze you? No, what's the word? If we examine you?" And at that point, I'm in so much pain. I'm just like, "Fucking just go for it, man. Fondle my balls. I don't give a shit." So one by one, these trainee doctors would fondle my balls, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I can feel the vein. It's amazing." It basically feels like a big lump in your balls, if I didn't explain this before. That's why I was so concerned about having testicular cancer. This is just a fantastic story. I'm really enjoying telling this. Why am I doing this? I don't even fucking know. I'm coming to it though. It's pretty hilarious, actually. So over the course of 3 days, before I get into that, no, I will tell you. Over the course of 3 days, I've had my balls fondled by about 20 to 25 different trainee doctors. And keep that in mind before I tell you this next part, which is that I got my balls ultrasounded. Getting your balls ultrasounded, it's basically like a pregnant woman gets her belly ultrasounded, but on your balls. So they put gel on your balls, and then they put the big like scanner, and then they scan your balls. And I was on so many like painkillers and medication that I thought I would make the joke of asking for a picture of my ultrasound balls, so that I could show my friends like, here's a picture of my here's a picture of my balls ultrasound. Maybe like I could whip it out at parties and stuff, and people be a pregnant lady could be like, "Oh my god, this is little Jimmy." No, that's me. "This is like little Billy, my little kid. He's an ultrasound picture." And I can be like, "Fuck you. Here's mine. It's my balls." People would be like, "Wow, that's so cute, amazing." But anyway, on the 3rd day, I'm lying in bed, and these 3 trainee doctors come in and they pull the curtain down, and it's 3 female trainee doctors, right? And I'm lying there going, "What the fuck's going on here, man?" Because normally they're accompanied by an elder, more experienced, mostly male doctor. And I'm lying there going, "What the fuck is happening here? There's 3 female doctors. This is how porn starts, man." And I'm lying there going, "Holy fuck." And they go, "Oh, do you mind if we examine you?" And I go, "Well, fucking might as well. I've had my balls fondled by 25 people before this. At this point, I'm just like, I will do my part for medical science and train these people so that they know how to treat the next young male that comes in with twisted veins in his balls." So I'm really confused, and the first one fondles my balls, and she goes, "Yeah, I can feel it. Okay, cool." And then the second one goes down, and you have to picture this in your head. From my point of view, my legs are fucking wide open. These ladies are fondling my bollocks at the foot of my bed. So the second female trainee doctor starts squeezing my balls, and she's like, she turns to the other one and she goes, I cannot feel it. I can't feel it." You know, I'm trying to do an Asian accent. Can't feel it. And the other one goes, "Oh, it's here. It's above here." And then, so I'm lying there with 2 female trainee doctors squeezing on my balls. One of them going, "It's here," and the other one going, "I can't feel it." So, and I make eye contact with the 3rd female doctor standing behind them going, "I'm fucking next." And in this moment, I just think to myself, James, do not get an erection. Do not feel stimulated in any way possible. And you think about this. I'm a 17 going on 18 male. Now this is probably like a normal person's fucking adventure. What's the word? They would dream of this happening. And I'm lying there and I think to myself, fucking think of granny, think of your granny, think of your grandmother, think of your grandmother's face and her old white hair. Think of her wrinkly skin and she's asking you if you want soup. And I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that thinking of your grandmother works. And this is a life lesson that you can just take from me free of charge. The next time you're in a situation where you don't want to get an erection, think of your grandmother. Or think of an old lady. Choose either one of those two. And so it all happens, and you know, some of the time when you have this you have to go for surgery, but for me it solved itself. Maybe the veins unraveled, I don't fucking know what happened, and I got better after like a week. But for that week, I tell you what, that was some fucking insane shit, being on painkillers and having this experience. But yeah, there's one of the stories about my balls. Maybe I'll have more in the future, I don't know, depends if I want to share them or not. But thanks for listening to this incredible story about my balls. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please share it with your friends so they will know the pain and suffering that a human being like me has gone through. And also the joy of having two female doctors playing with your balls while you lie in a hospital bed across from a man who just got run over by a car. Poor little guy. Alright, see ya, bye bye.